What is up, guys? We are back here, the CWV podcast. I'm one of your hosts, JB. Got my boy Mark with me once again, rocking that dope ass Barca jersey. Show it to them for the one time. Ooh, that's that new.
That
That's
shit
that new.
clean.
Shout out Lamine
Lamine
Yamal.
Yamal.
Um,
There you go.
we got a Spider-Man Brand New Day final trailer, because the movie comes out in 2 weeks. So it comes out in 2 weeks, or less than 2 weeks, really. So exciting times ahead. I think, we got the Doomsday trailer yesterday. I think Mark and I both agreed that Brand New Day is something we are extremely, extremely excited for. And from everything that they've dropped so far, from a year ago, the first set pictures of when they were shooting, I
That
think they
shit
were
was
in,
clean when he was standing on the car
yeah,
or the tank or
remember
whatever that
that?
was.
Yeah, remember that?
Clean.
And so from that moment on, anything else from this, I feel has just gone insanely, insanely hard. But I actually really like this final trailer because it was half a final trailer. Like, it was 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and it was half of new footage and what we're gonna see in the movie, and half of it was just kind of recapping what has kind of gone on with him throughout the home trilogy.
Well, remember what our biggest criticism of Doomsday is? It's like there's no buildup. This is like the exact opposite. Like we
Yeah, you're
have
right. You're
all this
absolutely
buildup
right.
now for this, and I think that's combined with DDC going absolutely nuts. Like it looks like one of the best Spider-Man films. Like just from the way it's shot and things like
Yeah.
that. They have some really great shots in there. I'm really excited to see that. I'm so excited to see the fighting. That's been super hyped up. Um, yeah, I mean, like I'm so excited for this.
Yeah.
I think this one has potential to be like, up there, like with, if you think Spider-Man 2 is the best Spider-Man movie, like live action, this has, but in my opinion, has potential to be in that area, like top 3, uh, easy, honestly. Like everything I've seen, the energy around this movie just feels so different. Even we have some MCU haters in the Discord. Even they're like, "Yeah, this shit looking kind of different." I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
it's just the truth. It has a different aura to it, man. Like we are so there, and I don't mean aura like, oh, it's Spider Man. I just mean aura as in like, yo, this actually looks really fucking good. Like not outside of the fact that it's Spider-Man. Like obviously it was gonna make money regardless, but it really looks really awesome.
Yeah, and I feel like they've again. It's felt like a perfect storm in a way, and I think movies, and especially movies in the comic book genre, kind of need that nowadays, where it's like
Yeah.
you got a mixed blend of, okay, it looks good from a visual standpoint, right? I think the way that he's moving as Spider-Man, like there was some shots there where he was dodging bullets, and like again, he just really feels like he's crawling, like he's looking like a spider out
Yeah.
there. Um, and to the way it's been marketed, and I think marketing has been such a from well, again, we'll use No Way Home as the example. From there until now, I feel like, especially in the comic book genre, and we've said this before on a previous podcast, where it's just constantly felt like they are trying to show and give too much away in the marketing to be like, hey, come and
Look
sit
who's
down and
here.
watch this, right? It's like, bro, like,
Yeah.
I'm there
You can,
regardless. Like
right.
I
You,
don't
you
need
can
all
convince
this.
us you can convince us to watch it by just making the movie look great. And I don't just mean look as in like oh, look who's in it. It's a cameo or look what this like make it A, visually appealing, and then B, actually put some tender love and care into this. Like it's not just a superhero movie. It feels
Yeah.
like we're kind of gravitating towards that again, which is like, no, we want to stay in the area of like, no, this is a actual film that I'm making, not just a superhero movie. You
Yeah.
know, like and all the connotations that go along with that.
Yeah. And again, this is not to say that you can't make a superhero movie at the same time. Like it's
Yeah, I
like
don't. Yeah,
right.
of course.
You know what I mean? Again,
It's both. It's both, not just one.
exactly, exactly. And I feel like right, you don't have to make it this huge. Again, we all just finished watching the Odyssey. You don't have to make this the Odyssey. You don't have to make this the greatest thing anyone has ever seen. But it's like, okay, I know I'm doing a Spider-Man movie. How can I tell the best Spider-Man story? How can I make the best Spider-Man movie?
Yeah,
And again, this is just from trailers, just from marketing, but it looks like right, DDC is
cooked.
is cooking. And if his work in Shang-Chi and his work in Wonder Man have any, hold any kind of power to what's going to happen here, then I'm all in. I'm already all in. But again, from the marketing perspective, I have no idea what the plot is. I have no idea what the plot is. To some extent, obviously, like
Yeah,
that
I
he's
understand.
Dolo. That he's been Spider-Man, and he's like, okay, I got to do this by myself. Maybe or maybe not. I'll approach my friends and let them know like who I am and that we did all this shit together. We don't know who
Sure.
the main villain is, right? We know that we got the Hand involved. We know that Frank Castle's around for some reason. We know that Bruce Banner's around. Hulk is around for some reason. Uh, they haven't given anything away in
Yeah,
who Sadie Sink is
87.
playing. They
I mean,
haven't
we've
given
been through.
anything away. Right. Maybe
Yeah.
that's something which everybody's like, we
Yeah,
know.
they haven't. They had, to their credit though, they haven't. It's not been exceedingly obvious. Oh, who is this person playing? Like I think we're all under the assumption right now that she's Jean Grey, but it's not It's not their fault in my opinion. I think it's just like, yo, it's
Exactly.
Sadie Sink. Who does she? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's more about us using our like just logical reasoning, but like it's not something that they said, hey, there's gonna be a someone who's very gray in the movie, like nothing crazy or stupid,
Yeah.
corny
Some
bullshit they're using to market it.
some dude
Like,
some dude tried to catch her slipping. And he was like, let's say I went to the store and bought a pair of jeans and they're gray. And she was just looking at him and she was just like, okay, and I started dying. I'm like, yo, she low key ate with that. She was like, you're not tricking me, bro.
not,
Like, I
bro.
not happening.
A5 got the sniper on me right
Where
now.
she's like, like,
Oh.
yeah. But again, everything about it, like I said, a perfect storm of not giving away too much in terms of the plot, not giving too much away in terms of the villain,
Yep.
and just right building up a story about Peter being alone this whole time after losing his friends, after losing Aunt May. She died, and him just being solo dolo. So it's very exciting, man. And it's funny, we just saw. We've just saw Tom Holland. We've just seen Zendaya. We just saw John Bernthal, and the fact that we're getting them all again in a
Another
couple of weeks in
movie.
another
It's
movie is
crazy.
just it's
Totally
this yeah.
different vibes too. Like it's gonna be good, man.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Any expectations? Just like
For
how
what?
how you feel like again we're hyping this movie is just like yo I think this could go down as the best live action adaptation. So what do you think they can really do here that will make that statement stand true?
Um, I think outside of the obvious stuff of like, you know, acting and whatever, but like, web slinging, like or swinging, that has to
Mm-hmm.
be like top
Mm-hmm.
notch. That with the fighting, with that feel of like he is alone. Like you have to really nail that in the beginning. And I'm assuming at the end, which again, another thing they did a really great job of, you really don't know if he's going to be getting back with, Ned and MJ. I like that they didn't just say like, like I I I don't know where I want that to end, honestly. Like,
Me
do I want
too.
them to not know? Like, but I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest. I wouldn't be opposed to it either way because I feel like either way they could make it work,
Yeah.
and make it more of an earned payoff if you want to go down that road. But I just think, just be a little bit ambitious, take a risk, and I would say that's probably the biggest thing. Don't play it too safe.
Mm.
Um, yeah, don't
Yeah.
play it too safe.
Yeah, and that's what I feel worked well within um the home trilogy, right? John Watts trilogy. And
Right.
again, I think if you take a look at the trilogy as a whole, I think it was a successful trilogy. I think it was a good trilogy. Wasn't amazing, right? It wasn't an amazing trilogy like the home
Yeah.
trilogy, like
Agreed.
cuz
Yeah.
every film sort of had its little like issues where you're
Highs
just
and
like,
lows.
yeah,
Yeah.
but for the most part, right? Especially, I oh we were together recently and we had Homecoming on in the background, right?
Yeah.
And I
Right.
think I think
Yes.
Homecoming it's a feel good, he's still a kid, still learning. Again, I think Keaton as Vulture was such a great villain. Um so you could say that's the high there, right? And kind of that twist where, he's Liz's dad. It's like, oh shit. No Way Home with him exposing his or I'm sorry, Far From Home at the end, him exposing his identity. That was huge and led us to, No Way Home. Again, taking that risk of killing off Aunt May like that and her having that sort of Uncle Ben role in this particular trilogy. So I think it did its job, and right to your point, setting all of this up now and where he's at, and that released in 2021. We're in 2026, so 5 years later, pretty much. I think it's been a perfect amount of time to build the hype, kind of figure out where he's been at, what he's been up to. And right, I think if they are able to, and a lot what I've been seeing is, Kayla's been telling me, yo, what if they make Ned, not for this one, but eventually
But
turn him
that's
into
from the
the
Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin type stuff. I'm like, I don't particularly see them doing that, but because there's going to be that gap of them not remembering, of them not being friends with him,
Right.
maybe that could lead to a malfunction somewhere, and especially in Ned's mind, right? Where if it really fucks with him, and to a
Yeah.
point where he does maybe go a little insane, and maybe we do get that eventually. Who knows? To your
Yeah.
point, if they do some crazy shit like that, I'll be like, oh wow, like that was
Like,
crazy.
what if he tells them, right? And they just have totally different reactions to it.
Yeah,
Like MJ's like, oh, okay. Like she understands and has that moment of like,
right. That's
okay,
wifey.
they
Like
click,
eventually she was gonna
you
go
know?
back, remember
Right.
whatever. Right.
And then he is like more
A mental breakdown. He just has a complete
yeah,
mental
mental
breakdown.
breakdown, or he's just against it and just he never really just vibes with it because he's a different person now. Like, it's like, wait, what do you mean I'm supposed to be your best friend? I'm supposed to be your guy in the chair, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, so I could see him maybe having a negative reaction to that. Like
Yeah.
being like, I don't know. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know about that. Like, and
Yeah, the thing I feel
you
like
know,
why they
yeah,
won't do that is just because from what we've seen in the trailer, it does seems like they are on the hunt to figure out who Spider-Man is, and like
yes, it does
guy
seem that.
he
Yes.
is doing guy in the chair things where he has a tracker already of where
He has the
Spider-Man
app.
is.
Yeah,
He's already
yeah, yeah.
interacting with them. So again, I don't feel like they'll go that route. I personally had wished they weren't in the movie all that much. It does seem like they have bigger roles. It's okay. Again, everything else
Or
looks
yeah.
absolutely
Or
top
or
notch.
maybe he gets
So
hoed. Maybe he gets hoed. Like maybe he's accepting at first, but then he gets hoed and he's like, all right, fuck this dude. Like you were supposed to watch my back and you didn't watch my back. Some shit
yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah.
But again,
You're right.
you could take so many risks. Not too many. Don't take too many. But like just try and do, at least one or two. I think that would just work out perfectly, man. And especially if they hit, you can really make this movie a special one, and not just up there with all time Spider-Man movies, but up there with all MCU movies.
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
think the potential is definitely there. I'm super hyped about this, man. I cannot wait. Day one, I will be there. Um, and yeah, I mean that's just my thoughts. I'm also a Scorpion. I can't wait to see what he does
He's like, you think I'm
in the
Scorpion?
role.
What does that mean? What do you think that meant?
Oh yeah, I know. That was also weird. I saw that where he was like, yeah, like I'm like, what? Like because if Spider-Man's calling him Scorpion, that means that he knows that means that Scorpion exists and has been named. So
Right.
why would he not know who that is?
Right.
And if that is the same Scorpion that Peter knows, and he's saying Scorpion, like, what do you want, Scorpion? Like, as if they've had interactions a billion times.
Interesting, right? A little
Yeah,
interesting.
like, so like that right there, that also intrigued me. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, like you.
Yeah, and I feel like they
because
wouldn't have
I
added
think
that.
also the Jean Grey thing, sorry, could also just be another way of like, obviously, like, I'm assuming she is Jean Grey, right? But let's say she is. But I think that's also like a smoke and mirrors thing. Like, hey guys, everyone look over here. Who's this? You know, and then so then when all those other things happen, like a potential, like whatever that twist is with Scorpion, it catches everyone by surprise because everyone was like, oh yeah, I do remember that in the trailer. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, it was like, but everyone's really just focused on who Sadie Sink is playing, you know?
Yeah.
Rightfully so, because Jean Grey's an amazing character. But so I think it's got a lot of things going for it. I'm just super excited for it. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Same, dude.
the hype is so there.
Yeah.
So there.
It's crazy that it's here. Glad that it is, because we've been we've been waiting on it. Just and fresh off the Odyssey hype again, which I think is, guys, we're going live Thursday on YouTube, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, doing a full Odyssey breakdown. And then in a couple of weeks we will be back to do the same for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Let us know what you thought of the final trailer. Let us know if you copped your tickets. We will see you guys then. Come through and chill.